I'm so grateful for last year because there was this divine clarity that came into our lives. Who are our real friends, right?
Yes.
Who are our real friends? And these other people, how could we have ever thought that they were our friends? Like even waiting to see who's going to speak out and say that this is wrong. Like the number one litmus test is, let's not forget, before we even get down to the books that I've read and what I think now, all I said was Christ is king, okay? This was like, it's anti-Semitic, it's layered, it's this, it's that. And there were people who I would have been like, I've always been friendly with, who were making videos legitimatizing that. Like she didn't say it directed to anybody, but it could have been kind of implied. And this is why you shouldn't say Christ is king. And we're looking around going, what is going on right now? What is happening? And I think at that moment,
one of the craziest controversies I've ever seen.
Craziest controversy.
So there were people on the so-called right who attacked you for saying Christ is king?
Of course there were. And one of those people was, and I've been very vocal about it because he's such a bad person, Seth Dylan. And what makes him such a bad person is I really stood up for Seth Dylan when it mattered.
I did too.
When it really mattered, and he thought he was going to lose everything. Yep. And I did it privately, no fanfare, just because I wanted the right thing to be done to him. And at a moment, if he had just given me silence, that would have been friendship in that moment. Like the whole world is coming after me. I just lost my job. I'm trending, from here to Timbuktu. If you had just been quiet and said nothing about Christ is king, I would have been like, that was nice. Thank you for not adding to the chorus. No. He added to the chorus, and then would privately try to message me to be like, well, and this was their whole big idea. They were attributing it to Nick Fuentes. And I had no idea that Nick Fuentes chanted Christ is king. And by the way, if he does chant Christ is king, good. That's a good thing. Like I want everyone to be chanting Christ is king.
So
but
it's like fundamental like Christianity.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter if Nick Fuentes is saying Jesus is king, he is. And so he was sort of saying to me that I would have to make a layered statement about Christ is king. And
he said that to you?
Very much came across. I said to him, I'll publish, because when he denied it publicly, I said, let me publish the text messages. And then he went radio silent because I don't lie, okay? I don't lie. And he wanted me to make a statement against Grifter. So my whole world is coming down. And Seth Dylan's like, here's what you can do for me if you'd like a life raft. You know what I mean? It's just tweet against the Grifter. And I was just like, seriously, Seth? F you. When your family had something that you were going, and I stood up for you, and there was nothing for me to gain, everything for me to lose. And you're upset about random frog accounts on the internet, and you're adding to this chorus of things that are being said against me. And it's amazing
he's a betrayer.
He's deceitful. He is the Judas at your table. He'll break bread with you, come to your house, and feel nothing when he stabs you in the back.
Yes.
And so but I was just early. Now everyone sees it because now him and Joel Berry have been so deranged in their pro-Israel commentary. Like they literally applaud when I genuinely think that these people smile when Palestinian children die. But I saw it early. I saw his character early when all that was required for him to be a friend was to just be quiet. He couldn't do it. He added to it.
I had exactly the same experience. Exactly the same experience with him. I put him on twice at the request of other people. I took him out to dinner, my house. And I did think it's kind of weird. And I totally supported the Babylon Bee. I love the idea of it. I don't read it, but I want something like that. And I think there are probably really nice people who work there, I assume.
No.
But I remember thinking and even saying to one of my producers, boy, for a guy who runs a comedy site, he's not funny at all. Mm-hmm. And he seems to have no interest in comedy at all. Not that I'm a comedian, but I like funny things, I'm a shallow guy. And I did think that was weird. And I didn't like his vibe. However, I did it twice. And then I had Daryl Cooper on the last day of August last year. I did not think it was controversial at all.
It wasn't.
No, and Daryl Cooper's not even right wing. I mean, Daryl Cooper's just a really nice guy. And it was, he's a Holocaust denier, which he is not. That's a lie. Or at least he didn't do it on my show. He's never done it in conversation with me. Whatever. It became this manufactured controversy. And one of my producers was like, Seth Dylan is attacking you. I was like, I don't think so. I mean, I really helped that guy twice. And because he was, his site was being banned or whatever. So I text Seth Dylan and I'm like, are you really attacking me? You don't want to be passive and tired and dependent, do you? Of course you don't. You want to be strong and self-sufficient. That's the goal, and our friends at Beam can help you. They understand that real strength does not come from drugs. It comes from inside you, internal motivation, internal strength. Health, that's the key. Vigor. So we partner with Beam because they have the same values that we have, that Americans have: hard work, accountability, free will, independence. Be strong, don't be dependent. Not until you're really old anyway. Beam can help you achieve that. This great U.S. company is offering our listeners a new bundle, the American Strength Bundle. And it comes with top-selling creatine and protein powder that delivers what your body needs to perform, to recover, and to stay strong. No junk at all. All natural ingredients that actually taste good. You will love it. You can get 30% off this bundle at shopbeam.com/Tucker. This is not in stores, just on that page for people who listen to this podcast only. They're encouraging you to be weak. Don't let them. Go to shopbeam.com/Tucker for 30% off. And he starts like lecturing me in a very high-handed way. And I, of course, took the bait. And then he published some of the texts. And
so he does. Okay, that's good to know. He published his private.
I may be misremembering this, but he came up to me at an event I was campaigning for Donald Trump, and he was there. He was very excited to be there. And he comes up to me. I was standing with a bunch of people, including Marjorie Taylor Greene. And he comes up and he's like, well, I think you should forgive me. You're a Christian. You say you're a Christian. You should forgive me. And I should forgive him because I am a Christian. And that's like a requirement of our religion. But I just couldn't because of all the people I've dealt with. I met Kim Jong-un once. I'm not quite as mad at him as I am at Seth Dylan because I just, the betrayal, the superciliousness, the stupidity, and the cruelty of it, I just couldn't.
Oh, but he's gone masked down. I mean, he accidentally sent a screenshot. They didn't realize, like James Lindsay, he sends screenshots to James Lindsay.
Who's James Lindsay?
I don't know who he is, but I know that he's always on Twitter in the same puddle of people who are constantly just like, I don't know, like applauding Palestinian death. And he asked James Lindsay, didn't realize that it showed that it was from Seth Dylan's account. So clearly Seth Dylan had texted it to him. And then James Lindsay then like said something about what it was. And it was just amazing. It was a masked down moment where it's like, yeah, you're all on a group chat and you're sharing information of people who to attack. And you presented yourself as like the funny, nice guy and you're anything but. Like, you're quite sinister. And we all kind of fell for it for a little bit because I'm just the guy who does satire. No, you are like a totally deranged, angry individual who would literally break bread with anyone and then stab them in the back. And so for me, like I said, I fear nothing. I was like, release the messages. Daylight, I will survive daylight. I have always treated people with kindness, and I have always worked very hard. I tell the truth. So there's nothing that Seth Dylan can expose about me that's going to hurt my feelings, or make me look like I'm a bad person. He's genuinely a bad person. So these were the sorts of individuals, like last year when we were going through it, where I was like, did I misremember us being like me, like putting everything on the line to help him? And could he just give us silence for a couple of weeks? Like just don't add into the chorus. I'm not asking you to defend me. I'm asking you to not join in on the chorus of people that are coming after me. It is just a weird world
when you wake up and realize like Taylor Lorenz is obviously kind of deranged. Her views are like repugnant to me. I've made fun of Taylor Lorenz like for a living. I've literally been paid to make fun of Taylor Lorenz. I'll admit it. But when you realize that she is actually a much more sincere and decent person than the guy who runs the Babylon Bee, then you realize, wow.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's
she's
going
more sincere. I disagree with her on everything, but she's more sincere. Like, I don't think she's privately like being like, I'm not scared of COVID. Like, she's scared of COVID. Right. You know what I mean? So she's at least sincere. Totally. She's wrong, but she's sincere. Totally. And yeah, that's that. But I think that's what last year really was, is there was this moment where it needed to happen. There was this organic shedding where we got to see people for who they actually were. And a lot of people didn't survive last year. They're not the same. It's not these people that were really big who spent all the time attacking. Now people are looking at them going, what was that? Because you can't attack yourself into success, right? You can't step on somebody's head when they're drowning and think that people are not going to realize what you did. Because like we said earlier, at the end of the day, you're not in a battle with Candace Owens, you're in a battle with truth. And I wouldn't want to be on the side of lies when you're in a battle against truth. Okay, I told the truth. I said Christ is king. Whether when I told even about Brigitte, whatever it is, whatever you're attacking me for, eventually the truth is going to win. And you guys keep banking on the lies. And so I'm happy. I'm very happy last year happened. I was very happy to delete a lot of these people from my contacts. And it was a clarifying year that I can only look back on and thank God. You got to thank God for moments of clarity.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.